there, everyone. Summertime spice. Yes, we're talking about that today. This month is a theme about different spices, different blends, different rubs that we can put onto our meat to go on the barbecue, or if you don't have a barbecue, you can make dishes that taste like they've been barbecued. So if you haven't if you're catching the live today, or if you're watching the replay, put in hashtag replay, and then I can know that you've been here. I always like reaching out to you and having a chat, just saying hi, tell me where you're watching from. If you can, that would be great. I always love connecting with whoever is on my page, and I appreciate you taking the time to be here on Kitchen Flavors with Merla, is what I call it. So I'm a little bit later today, but that's okay. As I said, for the summer months, I'm probably not going to be as regular being on here. I'm taking the time to be in my garden and just to enjoy the summer if we ever get it here in Manitoba. So if we haven't met before, my name's Merla Kruger and I'm from Brandon, Manitoba, if this is your first time here. So, and oops, I forgot to go on Instagram, so I'm gonna hit that button. Yeah, I have to do it on my phone. So hi over there, Instagram. I'm a little bit late starting with you guys today, but we're talking about summertime spice. So today we're going to be making something that's with pork. So we're going to add a bunch of different spices to a rub, and I'm just going to talk about it here, and then I'm going to make it later on this week. But I'm just going to share with you the ingredients and how to make it and that sort of thing, and just talk about briefly some of the spices that are in it. So yeah, so like I said, my name's Merla Kruger. I'm from Brandon, Manitoba, Canada. And I'm part of a direct sales company that offers a lot of these spices and some extracts. So if you ever have any interest, please feel free to reach out to me. But that's part of the reason why I started my page, is because I struggle in the kitchen. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it's hard to get certain things on the a nice dish on the table in a timely manner, and something that's easy to put together but still healthy and has some flavor to it. So that's why I started this journey, and I'm bringing you guys along with me for those of you that are new. So feel free to hit the follow button. I think I have some pretty cool recipes that you can scroll back to. I know a lot of people have reached out to me to get some of them, so please feel free to do that. And well, let's get started today. So today we're talking about the dish that we're going to make is a baked barbecue pork tenderloin. I love pork tenderloin. I don't know about you, but I just love making them. There's so many different flavors that you can add to it. So we're going to talk about making that. Now, I don't have a grill at home, so we just do a lot of our grilling at the lake. And when we do, we usually just do like chicken or burgers and stuff like that. I'm going to be honest, I've never tried doing a pork tenderloin on the barbecue, but if you have done that, this recipe could be modified and you could do it on the grill. But it's just a really nice recipe. I've done similar ones, and I found this one and kind of tweaked it like I always do to add in some of the spices and whatnot that we have with the company that I'm with. So let's go through what we're going to need. So this is a big recipe, so I'm halving it because it's just me and my husband, and I'm just going to do one pork tenderloin. And it's got some apricot jam that you add to it, so which I thought was cool. Just a little bit, half a cup. It's not much. Just going to add that sweetness to the dish that we're making, and then just some olive oil. So you'll need your olive oil here, and that's just if you're baking it, right? So yeah, and then I'm adding in some coconut sugar. It calls for brown sugar, but I'm going to use my organic coconut sugar. It's got a little bit it's a little bit nicer. It's unrefined, so it's a good sugar to be using. So there's that, and then paprika. We've got some paprika here, and we're using garlic powder, or I'm using minced garlic actually. Some kosher salt. I'm using Himalayan salt, and these are all organic spices that I'm showing you. And then we have cumin, and we've got onion powder, which I forgot to bring over here, and some chili powder. I just have some left over that I'm trying to use up. You know me, I like to utilize what I have, and just to be sure that I'm using up what I've got before I start into a new bottle of stuff. So chili powder, and then there's also black pepper, and we've got cayenne pepper, and what else? I think that's it. Ginger, and some organic ginger. So that's quite a mixture of different spices that are going to go into this to make your rub. So you just combine all the rub ingredients in a bowl, and I won't bother giving you the proportions of how many of each, because I'll do that when I'm actually going to make it. But basically there's a few, like a half a teaspoon of some, and 2 teaspoons, or half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of certain ones. But I mean, that could be to your preference, right? To your preference, how you like it. But you just combine them all, and you just put it all in a bowl, and you just want to put 1 tablespoon of that rub and mix it with the jam first. So that's gonna make like your little bit of a sauce first. So you make that first, then you just set it aside. I've got some notes here because I don't want to mess it up. So, and you just place the pork on some plastic, and then you just start rubbing the rest of the rub into it. You sprinkle some on the top, and be very, very generous with the rub that you're putting on there. And you use the wrap to just turn it over and then sprinkle some more, so it's all contained on the plastic, so it's less messy. I did that last time when I was doing a rub, and it worked really, really well. You can, once you've got it covered really, really well with the rub, then you just want to put it in the fridge for a while before you actually cook it, to just let it all seep in. You can keep it in an airtight container in the fridge. So when you're ready to roast it, you just set the oven rack at the very top position of the oven, and 1 rack on the very bottom, because you're going to flip them around. We're going to cook this at 425 degrees, and you just are going to use a skillet, so a big skillet. If you don't have a skillet, then you could just use a baking pan of some kind. But just oil the bottom of the skillet with the olive oil, and then just place your tenderloin on the skillet, okay? And then you want to roast it on the bottom rack for 10 minutes, okay? So this is like a 1 pound tenderloin. So you want to roast it for 10 minutes on the bottom with all your yummy spices on there. And then you remove the skillet from the oven, and you want to flip it over and spread half of the apricot sauce on the top of it. Keep the other half, okay? And then you place it back in the oven, and you still want to put it on the bottom rack for another 10 minutes. Then you remove it again, and then you place the meat thermometer in there, and you want to cook it to about 137 to 140 degrees. Now there's some people want to cook it to a higher temperature, but I don't like overcooking my pork. And I have been reading that it's safe to cook pork to 140 degrees. But if you're unsure, then cook it a little bit longer to, 145 to 150 in there degrees. I love my little meat thermometer, it works well. And then you place it all back in the oven for a few minutes. And you put the rest of the apricot sauce with the rub that you had in there, the other half of it, on the top, and you put it in the top of the oven on the top rack, and then you let that broil for a couple of minutes. Then when that's done, you always like to let your pork tenderloin rest for at least 5 or 10 minutes before you serve it. About 5 minutes, I guess. So that's basically it. So yeah, like the tenderloin is like a flavor explosion with this homemade spice rub. It's got lots of flavor. It's packed with so much goodness. Paprika has antioxidants, cumin has iron, the cayenne pepper gives it a bit of a kick. Then we're topping it off with like a sweet and tangy apricot barbecue, and that's going to caramelize on the top of it. So doesn't it sound yummy? So not only is this dish a flavor fiesta for your taste buds, but it's super easy to whip up. That's what I love about doing things like this, and it only takes 30 minutes to make from start to finish. And the best part is that pork is an excellent source of protein. It also is a good source of zinc and vitamin B vitamins, and it can make you feel energized, and it's a great meat to be consuming. So I hope that you guys can try this. I know that's a short little video today, but I just wanted to show you kind of what you could put together. And then I also just wanted to share with you that if you don't want to make your own rub, there's some really awesome rub blends out there that you can get that would eliminate you having to put this all together. And I thought I would show you a couple. So this is with the company that I'm with, and instead of doing what I did where you had to combine everything, you could just actually just purchase one of these, which is everything combined together. And it's called a smoked maple rub. Just gives a little bit of a different taste. And then there's another one too that's actually a sweet and savory rub, and these are all organic. So you could do something like that as well. And you know, if you wanted to add to that, but it makes it sort of easier, and you could just throw that all together and rub it on your pork tenderloin instead of having to divide everything up. So just to make it really easy and quick, right? That would be a really good option as well. But I like combining my different spices and making these rubs. I've done it before, or blends for dressings or whatever. It's kind of cool to do that. So just a couple things to end off with. I hope you guys are doing well, and just wanted to thank you for following along. But I also wanted to mention that if you would like any of my recipes, that you could actually reach out to me, comment recipe below, and I will make sure that there's a way that you could receive that recipe from me. I now am doing it through an email that I send out once a month. So if you would like that, please type recipe below and I'll get that to you. And then, like I said before, if you're ever interested in having a side gig, or even just purchasing really good quality spices and extracts with the company that I'm with, I would love to share that with you. For the month of June, we have a special on right now where you can join the company, become a consultant, or you can just do it for your own use as well. But you can do it as a side gig like I'm doing. It's just $19.95 for a whole year. And that gives you access to all these beautiful spices and extracts. If you are at all remotely interested or would be open to it, I could share some information to you about that. There's certain perks to that, becoming a member, and you can purchase and get discounts and that sort of thing. So yeah, so I would love to share that with you if you have an interest that way. Yeah, so it's great. I hope that you enjoy this one, and I hope that you can find what you need to make it, and let me know how that goes for you. So I hope you all have a great day, and we'll catch you next time on Kitchen Flavors with Merla. Take care for now. Bye-bye.